I'm going to call this video covert. I've talked about a lot of times that when someone gets group harassment, when they are attacked, it's done in a way that is unbelievable. If the victim tries to get help, no one will believe them. No one will listen. I've mentioned before in videos past that gangstalking is the perfect crime. It works on different levels of tactics, like I said, that are covert. It works with group dynamics. It's done on a spiritual level that makes it almost impossible to decipher. And the victim is gaslighted and deceived in so many different ways that they become their own worst enemy. I've talked about the disinformation part of gangstalking and how, targeted individuals are sent messages. And those, just do nothing but feed in to the psychological criteria for diagnosing them with some type of mental disease. I've seen it. It's all out there. It's everywhere on online. People think they are chosen. They think that they are special people for whatever reason. Somebody wants their adrenochrome. People are, taking targeted individuals, out into, places where they are, hunted down, like maybe in that movie, Surviving the Game with Ice-T and Rutger Hauer. There's all kinds of things that could be happening, but the classic methodology with harassing a targeted individual is to instill fear and that propaganda, to where if they try to get help, if they try to tell anybody, well, because people are going to ask them, why are you being stalked? And if they believe lies that are coming at them, well, I'm a special person for whatever reason. I'm one of the 144,000. I don't know. There's a bunch of white vans, and there's white vans everywhere. There's red cars everywhere. There's people with red shirts everywhere. Sensitization is also a huge part of this. And, like I said, they become their own worst enemy. And every time they hear a key word or see somebody without a headlight replacement, it might be a color of a vehicle, an ambulance for crying out loud, a fire truck, an airplane or a helicopter, that it fits into their, it fits into their harassment because they don't know how all these things work. They don't understand how it can be everywhere and at the same time nowhere. Zeph Daniels has talked about that, and he gets into that. He just put a video out a little while ago. And he talks about the spiritual aspect of gangstalking and how it's dimensional. How, like the movie Fallen, 1 minute you're dealing with, an attack from a spiritual dimension that's using people like puppets. And the next thing people are normal again, or whatever it is, whether they're, just playing along or gaslighting you, 6 of this, half dozen of the other. You're dealing with a huge, collusion of, organization that is not human. It's not conscious in a lot of different areas. It can be, but that's just the way it is. And I'm not trying to say that the people that are involved in this are always, some type of taken over automaton by, spiritual entities, but at the same time, it's a factor. And along with, the delusions that are given to, people who experience group harassment as to why they are being harassed and what is really going on, well, you can see the strategy, and it's a method of covert attack. It's a way to infiltrate the psyche of, the victim. And once that's done, it's just, an attack on so many different levels. You have a literal attack that may be an invasion of privacy. It may be, workplace harassment and all other forms of, things that can be deciphered correctly and interpreted, as an assault. But then you've got the other things that come in and they invade the psyche of the targeted individual. And now they are, the one that is basically, attacking themselves. They're interpreting and processing data incorrectly. They are coming to conclusions based on those things. And they're just helping the enemy, basically discredit them and solidify the labyrinth that is being constructed around them. I've talked about that before too, that the amount and the nature of the harassment that a targeted individual can receive is it's not logical. In other words, it's not, if you get a break-in, usually people are going to steal something, right? You call the police, that makes sense. Somebody stole my flat screen, or they came in and they took a bunch of stuff, or I had some money laying out on the dresser in my room. That's gone too. Although that makes sense. It's logical. Somebody breaks into your house and you're a targeted individual, who knows what's going to happen. They could, do something, unorthodox, rearranging furniture, rearranging objects, just doing something bizarre. There was one guy who I heard his testimony, and somebody actually came in and went to the bathroom on, I think it was right in the middle of his bed. And, do you really think the cops are going to take samples and, try to figure out if it was the guy that owned the place? Nothing was stolen. Nothing was vandalized. Somebody just broke in and took a crap right on the guy's bed. And, who's going to believe him? And, at that point, he was already discredited too, you can't tell anybody about this stuff. And new targeted individuals are the most vulnerable with all the disinformation out there. You have to know. You have to know that the kingdom of darkness is at the root of this. I don't care if Freemasons are, doing things to you. I don't care if, you have, seen evidence that would lead you to believe that somehow you're the government guinea pig. I don't care if you were threatened by people from a cult. I believe you. I believe that they are involved. I believe that anyone can be involved. That's my point. But you have to realize the strategy. You have to realize that if this gets amped up, if they turn up the heat on you, and you believe something like, it's an occult. They're after me. It's the Rosicrucians, and they've got this weird agenda, or it's the Freemasons and they want to rule the world. I believe that those things are real, but it's not just any of those things. It's not just the government. It's not just a secret society. It's not just an occult. It's not maybe just people in your family who are rich. It's not just whoever. It's not just people in red cars. It's not some secret, headquarters in your town that has coordinated all these people, and they're controlling them with psychotronic microchips or something. It's not what's going on. And I don't have all the answers. I can't explain it. Zeph Daniels has talked about it. I can't say that he's been able to really explain it, but he knows what it is. He knows that's what he's dealing with. And that comes with a lot of experience. I know what I'm dealing with. And I've had a lot of experience. New targeted individuals are not going to know that. And I want to prevent them from solidifying and sealing themselves over with these covert techniques. That's exactly what they want. If you believe, for example, that people can read your mind, or that everyone in your community knows about what's happening to you, or all kinds of other things out there, or that a specific group of people are after you because you're special, and you try to get help. Of course, they're going to believe you because they already know, right? No, they don't. The whole thing is going to come back on the targeted individual at that point. If you're getting harassed and stalked, you can't afford to look crazy. You can't afford to have a bunch of stuff on paper that is going to discredit you, because it's going to be hard enough. It's going to be a difficult road without that. So first, you're dealing with just the covert nature of the attacks, that they're not believable. Then you're dealing with the covert nature of the infiltration into the mind of the targeted individual. And it is covert. I mean, I don't blame any of the people that believe, some of the wacky stuff out there that I've mentioned, because this stuff is beyond. When you're getting attacked from all these different angles, and you feel like you're in a Matrix or the Twilight Zone, and all these things are happening, and people are telling you this or that, and then you get out there and you look online, and you see all these, explanations. And, especially if you don't believe in, the spiritual reality of where you are, there's ignorance involved. Well, I mean, what else could it be, right? Nobody else is even acknowledging the fact that this is really happening to you at that point. And you're going to take a hold of that. But the problem is, you're going to be adding to your problem. You are going to be giving them, invisible license to do these things to you at that point. And, that's why it's designed that way. That's why these covert techniques and methods are used. Not only is this designed to discredit you and ruin your life, it is designed to literally drive you crazy, to get you to believe things that aren't true. And you are at a choke point to where you're going to have to decide, if this stuff is real, if the devil and his angels are real, if Christ is real, if you are really heading to a judgment day. Because, being a targeted individual is a problem, but, that's the least of your worries, really. And, if all these things are true, if what I'm saying, if what Zeph Daniels is talking about and a lot of other people online is true about the spiritual reality of this is a wake-up call for you. And you have to make that decision. You have to realize that, there's a spiritual dimension. And, you got some trouble. But you also are headed towards an eternity. Guys, be good to yourselves. Be safe.